Hey there, and welcome one and all to another Toonkind FPS game. I am one of your players of the day, Morski, also known as Morski, and I am playing Moria, our resident detective who actually knows what she's doing. And I am joined by someone really awesome and willing to indulge me. So, hey, friend, want to say hi?
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. Happy to join my very cool, very good friend. Uh, and you can all call me Fletch. And I'm going to be playing a just absolutely horrendous 6-year-old detective.
there like there are two detectives in this FPS. One is valid, the other is not. It might not be who you think it is.
Yeah.
But I guess on that note, hey, it's been some days since the last aberration case. Maybe 5. We can go with 5.
Yeah, five's
Um,
good.
yeah, Moria has actually managed to finish all the paperwork stress and stuff, and is taking the time to rest. So she's at home living her life. What's Camille doing?
Um, Camille he's probably just gotten out of school because, like, he is 6. Um, Unlike most children in Toonkind D&D, he goes to school. Uh, um,
I'm the fact that you're not even joking about that. Yeah, carry on.
yeah, it's fine. And so he just got out of school, has some time to kill before he has to go home. Um, and you know, decides to maybe drop by Moria's agency because he could really use having an actual detective connection.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, have someone to help cover things up for him when he does stuff like jump off a rooftop to jump onto a phantom thief.
Yes.
Funky things like that, right?
Yeah, just, very normal, ordinary 6-year-old things. Um, like, he's already got Azumi, but Azumi's not really Azumi is Azumi.
I think bonus hilarity is Camille aware that Izumi works with Moria is technically. I might need to talk with Abby, but Izumi and Moria definitely work together.
Yeah, for now, I'm gonna say that Camille probably does not know. Um,
Yeah, that's okay. The two get to find out the day after this.
oh, absolutely, and it is going to be wonderful. um, the two very normal, hiding nothing, uh, completely average modifier detectives can meet up.
Moria, who's just sitting here and watching these disasters. Anyways, I think it's fair to say your lad walks up over to Moria's office. Does he just knock on the door, or does he decide to be a gremlin and go in another way?
Um, Considering he's trying to make a halfway decent impression, he is going to knock. Uh,
Cool. I'm glad he's doing so. It's kind of a case of Moria does have an open window there, but hopefully he doesn't do that.
it's fine.
Anyways,
He's not a phantom thief. He usually tries to enter the normal way.
thank goodness. Um, Now I need to ask, how did Reginald get into Moria's office on that
Um,
first case?
Reginald is Reginald.
I know. Technically, they're also a detective. Anyways, I should get back to focusing on stuff. Sorry.
No, you're
Um.
good.
Yeah. No. Moria's gonna. I'm guessing this is the afternoon. Does Camille have school in the mornings or the evenings?
Um, mornings, like morning to afternoons. So normally gets her
Okay.
out around 3 p.m., at least basing it off of my own school experience.
Oh, cool. I handshake you on that. Yeah. Sometime after lunch, Moria just opens the door and is like, "Oh, hey, Camille.
Camille looks up at you with a big look and like, hi, Miss Moria.
Hey there. Wanna come in?" And like she does move to the side, and you can just walk on in.
That he does, and he's probably gonna take a look around.
Cool. Roll me either perception or investigation.
Looks around very normally.
Yeah, that was an average roll. That's very normal. Don't mind
An
the
average roll of
modifier there.
19.
Don't worry about the modifier there, man.
For the audience, he has an investigation modifier of plus 10. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Um, I suppose on that note then, well, you've been in Moria's office before, or I say office, this is her house. This is the bottom floor. It seems like there may be like a stack of paperwork put to the side, but you'll be able to note that this is like stuff that was sent to her by accident. It just needs to be sent back out. Um,
Interesting.
and on genuinely speaking, the reason for that is just like, I mean, more is real kind, but the paperwork is Toon. So you obviously need those stacks of paperwork.
Oh,
Not all of
yeah.
it is actually for her though, so that's actually the remains of that. You'll notice that things have been cleaned up a bit, and it's a pretty quiet day. Um, you got a hacking 19.
Yeah.
Because you're just a look. Hmm. Hmm. You know, at first, yeah, I know what to give you alongside. So first of all, like since you are just looking around, you will also just find the note that Millie's doing well. Got a just like probably pinned on like pinned above her desk, just like Millie is doing well. Um,
Aw. That does get a little smile from Camille.
yeah. And on Moria's end, she does still seem to be wearing bandages, but she's doing better than earlier.
Yep. That's good. Um, so Camille kind of probably takes a few steps in as he is uh very inconspicuously looking around. Um, I guess you can do a roll if you want to.
Sure. What do you want me to roll? Insight?
Yeah, I guess insight to see if he's doing it normal.
Lovely. Okay, Moria, remind me what your insight is. That is a +5.
8.
Oh, Moria.
I'm
I,
I'm so sorry, Moria.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
just an ordinary little kid excitedly walking into a room.
Ordinary, right, considering what she saw before. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if also just like she just went to close the door and lock it up again. So
Yeah.
She just wasn't looking at Camille as he was doing the perception fun.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So Camille kind of just shrugs off his little baby backpack and probably sets it down on the couch.
Yeah, fair. Moria's gonna offer, like, do you want to drink or some snacks?
Uh, do you have coffee?
Dot. Yeah,
Can
not
I?
the best though.
It's good enough for me.
Oh my goodness. Moria is more rolling insight on Moria for funsies.
Okay.
Not 20! You know, more. You can tell that Moria is thinking, man, 6-year-old asking for coffee. Well, I don't like, cause she'll be putting a bit less coffee in your cup. It's gonna still be decent, but she's doing that because, hello, you are 6. That's gonna murder you.
I
But yeah.
look away from his caffeine tolerance.
Oh boy. Um, how bad is it, if I may ask?
Um, he has to make a con save and he has a flat d20.
Great. You can do it with advantage. Because Moria put less.
Okay.
Yo, nat 20!
2 nat
Like,
20s in a row for the most mundane thing.
look, coffee is a serious thing. You'll notice, well, that Moria got tea for herself, and, like, she's brought out some cookies. Cookies are nice.
Cookies are nice. He does initially ignore the cookies in favor of the coffee, though. uh, it's been a long time. Ever since that one incident, a certain barista has been insistent on giving him decaf.
My goodness. Is this how Moria wins Camille over? Gives
Uh,
him coffee that he can tolerate.
yes. He, he's a detective. He needs his caffeine. Um, but yeah, so he takes the coffee and sits on the couch. He kind of has to sit on the very edge of it, and his legs still don't reach the ground.
He's tiny, man.
He's really small. Like, I had to like kind of do an awkward little jump up onto it.
If, like, I guess, if it seems like he's having trouble, Moria would offer a hand. But, like, otherwise, yeah, she's not gonna judge.
Yeah, don't worry about
Kid's
it.
small.
He's
I mean, she herself isn't the tallest person ever, but, like,
yeah, he's
there's a
still
difference between being like less than 3 foot and being 5'1".
yeah. It's fine. He's got this.
Cool. Honestly, I feel like there'd just be a bit of a quiet as the two are savoring their drinks. But yeah, Moria's just sitting here. She figures Camille has come over because he wants something. So she's just gonna wait.
Meanwhile, Camille is kind of silent for a bit because he is waiting for Moria to ask.
Oh my
So now they're
goodness.
both kind of just sitting here for a bit.
Look, Moria is an introvert. Two, like, she looks upon this kid and, like, yeah, no, 6-year-olds generally don't come to places like this without a reason. Let's see what's up. And
Yeah.
actually, can I roll an insight on
You
Camille?
can.
21, that's more like it.
Hooray! You got it. Yeah, you can kind of like see Camille like sitting on the couch, dangling his legs and doing a gentle kick as he drinks his coffee. Actually, let me roll deception.
Please do it at disadvantage. Because in Abby's words, your modifier is disgusting. If
They
I'm
are.
remembering correctly, yeah.
Um,
So
yeah,
do
as they
it at
meet Camille,
disadvantage, please.
handshake. Um,
Okay, we are
they,
taking at 18. Thank you
yeah,
very much. Moria still looks through it. Thank you very much.
yeah, you can still see through it. But yeah, but
That
yeah,
was a 23 and 18 for all of you listening in.
yeah, and he has a +9 modifier, so the rolls themselves were 14 and a 9. Like, I pat this child. His modifiers are the worst.
Rogues, man. You love to see it, but also I see all these characters with like ridiculous deception modifiers and I shake them.
I mean, in his defense, he kind of has a very valid reason.
True.
Which isn't ominous at all. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so you can kind of see him like drinking the coffee. It's obvious that it he does think the coffee is kind of gross, but he is taking it because he hasn't had a real cup of coffee in so long.
My goodness.
And like he is occasionally like glancing around, sometimes looks back at you before glancing away really quickly because oh you're staring at him.
I I'm just like she's doing her best not to make it obvious, but also I'm just imagine meets like eyes meet. Camille looks away really quick.
Yeah, totally not suspicious at all. Um
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like you can definitely tell he's kind of waiting for something and is, you know, a bit like, okay, okay, I have to find a new plan then.
He's used to being the one asked, however, just be like being let be before he says something, huh?
Yeah, because normally when a 6-year-old shows up at your doorstep unannounced, people do tend to go like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And but now he has to kind of find a way to guide himself to the subject that he wants to ask about, asking it directly because that would be weird. He's totally
More
not overthinking this at all. He's a normal child.
my goodness. Moria was like Moria just sitting here and it's like, well, it's obvious that he wanted to visit. He'll like so like Moria on her end for why she didn't ask is well he's like well the obvious answer is he is here because he came to visit. He'll say what he's after. So like giving him his space.
Moria, my beloved. Eventually,
Uh, I'm
eventually, Camille
see.
kind of just.
I'm really wondering. I think because it's funnier, I'll like because it's funnier. I'm gonna say she keeps on being quiet. Uh, but
Yeah.
she does consider for a bit. Like, should I just cut his suffering and ask? Like dot. He's figuring out. I'm sure he's figuring it out. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Listen, he has made so many scripts for himself. The moment that they fall apart, he needs a moment. Um, but
Who
he,
will win? This definitely a 6-year-old with many plans, or this 149 real kind detective?
Yeah, eventually he kind of accepts that the answer is not coming, so he's just gonna set his coffee down on the table. He has to like scooch forward to put it on there.
Careful not to fall off there, kiddo.
Camille's just like, I got it, and sets it down.
This is I will say this wasn't in character, by the way. This was just me being a bit of a little shit. Moria doesn't say
Fair.
anything.
Moria's just watching this. He's fine.
She's just sipping her tea. If he falls, she'll catch him.
It's fine. So he sets it down, scooches back more onto the couch, and is like, so you're a real detective. That's super cool. Perfect.
Like, there's like, you literally see like a beat from like, if Moria was a toon, you'd see like the question marks and like, she was not expecting to have this told to her, despite the fact that yes, actually, she is a real detective. Just like, like moment to compose herself and yeah, I am. Thank you.
And,
Blame.
but yeah.
Just like another beat, and I try my best.
Camille nods like, I bet you solve all sorts of cool cases. Do you just do the, uh, uh,
Aberration cases.
yes. And I'm gonna roll deception on that one.
Can I roll? Yeah, no, Mori is looking at that and looking
You can
how
keep
he
your
spoke
21
before.
insight.
Yes, can I keep that?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Even though he's kind of faltering on the word, like he doesn't know it, he knows it. You know he knows it.
Yeah, Moria straight up looks at him, raises an eyebrow, and is like, kid, it's fine. Like, you don't need to fake knowing stuff. Like, Camille, you know that Moria saw through that.
Yeah, real kind of just, real kind of just like, oh, I really didn't know it. It's a big word.
Sure. Okay. Uh, and no, we do. Admittedly, a lot of my time is spent on the aberration cases, but we do more. It's like, she's like, she's considering whether she should speak whether she should speak about it, but considering Camille's reaction to death before, it's generally tends to be the more local things. I don't handle murder as much. I've more gotten requests about lost items and finding missing people.
Camille nods. Like, well, Camille nods like, well, that's good. I mean, murders are they're so scary and sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just it's better when people are alive.
Camille nods.
There, uh, there's also just kind of a pause from Moria, and I'm guessing you got more questions about this.
Uh, Camille nods like, yeah, I think detectives are really cool. I want to be one when I grow up. Uh,
It
so
still sees that. Yes,
yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
20 volts.
Yeah, you remembered the fact that he straight up introduced himself as a detective earlier.
There's like you say that as if you aren't one already. He's teasing you a bit.
Camille tilts his head and smiles a bit wider, like, well, I can't be a real detective, I'm 6.
I suppose not, and it's hard doing it on your own.
Yeah, of course.
But also Moria looking at you like, yeah, it's definitely not like you helped solve this case. Can I roll history to see if she read about that whole 6-year-old jumps onto a phantom thief?
Sure, I'll give you advantage since he straight up jumped off a building in front of you.
Yes. It's a 24.
Yeah, you sure do. You know
Yeah,
for a fact that this is indeed the same gosh darn child.
you know what? There's like, I want to say there's this like moment of contemplation for Moria and just like, well, whether you think you are one or not, you got a pretty good head start. I see you already have a rival. It's not like back in the streets. That wasn't the first time you jumped off a building, huh?
All right.
Camille sweating.
Camille's just like, oh, I don't really do that. It's that sounds really dangerous.
Roll me at disadvantage, because that's the most fake sentence Moria has ever heard.
Oh my god.
She does not believe you, regardless of how well you're playing that off. Okay?
Yeah, you know the facts of the situation.
Just she's kind of giving you a look of, kid, don't lie to my face.
Unfortunately, that is all that Camille does at any given moment in time. Yeah, he's just like, well, it was probably more of a fluke than anything else.
Sure. Well, it's good. I'm glad that you have Featherfall. It's kind of painful patching up those sort of injuries.
Camille looks away.
You are being squinted at, kid.
He does not meet your eyes.
That's what she thought you'd say, you picking liar lies.
Yeah, he did not have Featherfall prepped on the day he chased after Phantom L.
Oh my pecking goodness. Moria, you kind of, there's a moment where Moria twigs this and her hand goes over her face. Just she regains composure quickly, but like she's squinting at you, kid, and your terrible life decisions.
Good, because he has a horrible track record so far.
Oh my pecking goodness.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, it's it was really only just that I got lucky.
Well, I do hope you decide to prep Featherfall again the next time you jump off a building.
Camille nods. He does always have Featherfall prepped now.
Good.
He learned.
She is grateful for that fact. There, there's like, yeah, no, there you can see that good that goes on in her head, and there's like another pause. And considering what we talked about, would it be fair for me to guess that you've come here either for tips or to ask something of me?
Camille nods like, and is just like, I was wondering if maybe you wanted, or maybe I could help out at the agency.
I'd like to check some things first.
Camille
Like
nods.
there's like, I'd like to check some things first, like considering what happens. I know we already went through the case before, but I'd like to do a proper check regardless. Uh,
Oh,
whether wh- whether you have like a good skill set, or whether there's something we need to work on, and then we can agree on that.
oh, of course. And he's gonna run an insight on you.
I'll allow it with advantage, because Moria really is like, as opposed to Azumi and holy bleep,
Dice
that was
Parser
a
said
14.
14 only.
Yeah, you know what? I can roll deception. Unlike Azumi and holy bleep, dice parser. What is this?
Okay.
Unlike Azumi and Camille, Moria has a -1 in deception.
Oh, wonderful.
I'll try this again. That's more like it. A 4.
Oh, Moria.
What is Camille trying to suss out from Moria?
Mostly just to figure out Moria's intentions with these tests.
Yeah, pretty much. It's if this kid is coming on cases, I want to make sure he can actually defend himself, and also just, hey, these can be heavy. She's gonna need to figure out how to handle that. Because she's not just gonna throw a kid in like right into the deep end. Thank you very much. She's a responsible adult.
And thank goodness for that, because Camille is not a responsible child.
Yeah, but pretty much you can see it's just she's making sure that you will not get hurt if you go on these like if you go into these shenanigans, and just if she wants to check, like, yeah, if you're going to do this anyway, just is there something she'll need to teach you to make sure that you're all right in all this. So
Yeah, that is acceptable to Camille, so he's just like, yeah, okay. And mentally plots out how the best way to do this is.
let's go. Maria's gonna like suggest that they just finish their drinks then, like, unless Camille doesn't want to drink anymore. But
Camille is going to down the rest of the coffee.
coffee and tea drunk, uh, Moria actually kicks the two of you outside into the backyard, and is just, well, first things first. Shall we have a bit of a spar?
And Camille nods like, oh, sure, but I'm not really the strongest.
That's fair. It's not like I'll be doing this with my hands. I have my lance, and you have your gun, don't you?
Yeah, it's just a toy though. And let's see if he can pull it out. He can.
Moria is giving you the look of, yeah, it's definitely just a gun. It's not like it shot right through an aberration creation and just like tore a horn off a dragon.
It's fine. It was a paper dragon. He's good.
Yes, and did you see what happened to some of those other shots and strikes there? Roboto punched the thing, and a couple of times it did like that wibble wobble instead of being torn straight through. So, excuse me, kid.
He's kind of just gesturing to it because it's very obviously like a brightly painted plastic looking toy gun.
And Moria has known tunes for 3 months, has known tune kids, and it's just like, kid, well, no, she wouldn't say kid. Camille, I'm not sure if you tinker a lot, but that definitely isn't just a toy gun.
And let's see. No!
That was a 2 on the die.
It was a 2 on the dice and an 11. It's kind of just like, well, I guess it shoots kind of strong, but it really is just hacky sacks.
Mori already called you out once on the gun thing. She'll let you be, but like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, also you can do an insight if you want to.
ooh, Moria, please roll well. Oh,
Yeah,
that's 16.
better than his deception anyways. Part of the reason why it was so unconvincing is because he is still very much holding it and treating it like it is a real gun.
Man, now I'm wondering if I should just have Moria point that out. Because she has a gun too.
You can if you want.
I'm just imagining, just like there is literally a beat, Moria giving this kid a look of, like, kid, you're lying again, and this just gonna casually, like, point out, like, well, I'm glad I see I don't need to, comment on how you hold a gun. You do it professionally.
Oh,
She says, looking at him in the in the eyes.
I just.
That was a nat one.
It's just I learned it from TV. Looks directly at the fact that 99% of television portrayals have people horribly mishandle guns.
Yeah.
It's just
Moria
getting
is
progressively
giving.
worse.
It's like more. Yeah, no, more. It's like, kid, I'm not a fool. Regardless, let's move on, shall we?
Okay.
So, hey, roll me initiative.
Alright. That is a plus.
It's a d20 plus 2 for Moria.
Okay, that was a nat 20 on initiatives.
Congrats, Camille. I wouldn't be surprised as well if this is like Moria's letting him strike first. So,
Yeah.
roll your attack. By the way, Moria has given you permission, like beforehand, I'll say, she's given you permission to use your magic if you wish.
Alright then. If that's the case, he's gonna holster the gun for a moment and pull out a soccer ball, and why don't you make a deck save?
Let's go. That's d20 plus 5. Wait, that's wrong. That's a 16.
Alright, you just barely beat it. 183 would have beaten it though.
Doesn't count. That was the 205 by accident.
But yeah, so he charges up, and it looks like his shoe actually glows for a moment before he kicks it, and it whooshes right past your head and probably through the fence.
Yeah, I'm just imagining there's that kick, and Mori just moves her head to the side a little bit and just notes the hole that exploded afterwards.
Camille just shakes like, "Oh, my aim's not the best." Like he didn't just blow a hole through the fence.
Mori is like, that can improve with time. Don't worry about it. Okay, Moria. Yeah, considering she is just facing Camille, she will not use any spells or any other of that funky stuff. She's just gonna strike at you with her good old lance. One moment as I check out what on earth do I roll for this. That's a d20 plus 8, and another d20 plus 8 because one swipe, two swipe.
The 19 definitely hits.
Okay, considering this is a spar, I'm going to say, so like there's a swipe, you're able to dodge it with the greatest of ease, Camille, and then Moria just like bonks you on the back of the head a bit.
Oh.
She like it's done lightly, and she's actually doing it with the handle. So I'm going to just roll a d4 for that. Okay, so that's 4 damage, but
Oh. He has been bonked.
but hey, it's your turn again.
Alright. Camille is probably gonna bonus action disengage and move back about 30 feet. And
Cool.
the gun does come out again. And I do a little. Gonna do a little shoot.
Do the shooty shoot, huh?
Yeah. At disadvantage though, because he is trying to not be too impressive. Yeah, he most certainly does not hit.
Do I roll an insight on that?
You can if you want to.
Moria, please roll well. That's an 11.
Okay.
Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, he might know how to handle a gun well, but it looks like the aim is not quite there. So he's just like, yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not really a good fighter. I'm just 6.
You say that, but that crit on the dragon once more.
Don't worry about it.
Can I say that Moria still presses X to doubt? Just
Yes.
she does that, but also she just says, "Well, practice makes perfect. I don't hit all the time either."
Mhm.
It's like there's there's like there's a few ways to practice that, but we can talk about it after.
Yeah. Like, you're doubtful, but you're still very much doubtful that he's as unskilled as he says, but there's just a little chance it may have been a lucky shot. Who knows? You know.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Not like you got a 23 on that deception or anything.
Yeah, it's fine.
On that note, is that Camille's turn?
Yep.
Great. She's gonna go ahead and just walk on over and do some more bonks. Oh yeah, here's a fun thing. You'll note that she doesn't have her pipe out. Just small fun note.
Interesting. Okay. Yep. You do a hit.
Both of those.
One hits.
Okay, so the 17.
Yes.
So his Ira class is a 16.
Mhm.
You take 1 damage.
Haha. 1.
Look, Moria's not using the blade on him. Thank you very much. That's a D12 plus 8.
Yeah, that.
Or 7. Like, you know.
Yeah, that would Yeah.
She's
My baby only has 35 HP.
Yeah, she's technically she's managed to go through a 7 of his HP, and she's
Yeah.
not even like, she's just hitting him with the staff part
Yeah, don't worry about it.
for Naginata. So like, no, she's not turning a blade on a child. Well, it is your turn. You got another bonk. This one was more like a slap on the arm, but like, yeah.
Right? Doesn't really want to reveal his hand too much, so it's just gonna bonus action disengage and move back a little bit more. Maybe kind of like ducks under her and starts running.
You if you look at Moria, you're gonna see a bit of a smirk from her.
Yeah, he is very small.
And that's an absolutely valid tactic to use, man.
Yeah. Gonna do another. So, that was
A
another
21 would have
disadvantage.
hit.
Yeah, but he's at disadvantage right now because he's being a little gremlin boy.
Rolling. That's a
Yeah.
nat 20, baby.
Yeah, you can tell that he's only showing that he can kick a ball and shoot. It's obvious that he hasn't once really tried to land a hit on you.
Yeah. She is casually noting that down as something to talk about afterwards. This is fine.
But yeah, that's his turn.
Yeah, she's just gonna come on over, and I think she's gonna do another swing. She'll let Camille, like, shall we say these next 2 turns are the final ones then, cause
Yeah.
D20 plus 8 and another D20 plus 8. Yeah, okay. I want to say that so one of those hit, and I'd like to say that she kind of she managed to just to bonk Camille in the shoulder this time, and then the kid is able to like do do a barrel roll, and the other hit misses completely.
Understandable. He is quite small. Okay.
Yeah, That's another 4 damage. It is now your turn.
Alright. So, gonna do a third bonus action disengage. Probably flavored is like, is a continuing of the duck under your strike from earlier, and moving back to once more do a shoot.
Cool.
And
Oh right, you're doing this at disadvantage.
yeah.
But can I say with everything that like she's fully aware that he was holding back?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And so
I
just lands at the fence next to you and flops down.
I no, for hilarity, can I say that 19 hits the fence again?
Sure.
Does it get blown up a bit more?
It's just a hacky sack, so it probably doesn't go straight through it, but there is like a crack as the wood splits.
Moria internally. Well, this was anyways falling apart. I should have enough money to fix that up.
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. For all we know, the fence will, like, fix itself. It's a toon fence.
Toon fences are sometimes like that.
But, like, I guess, so Camille has flopped over, and more is actually gonna come on over, and I think we've seen enough with that.
That's like, okay.
Moria, how do you want to go about this? Guess she's just gonna be straight to the point. So, like, she collapses the staff and tucks her lance away. And, like, she goes to sit down beside you, and she's just gonna ask you then. So, you were holding back that entire fight.
What are you talking about? I just, not really good at fighting. I'm just a kid, you
It's,
know?
it's like, you might be just a kid, but just because someone a kid doesn't mean they can't do good work. And I've seen you fight before. One does not just shoot the horn off of a moving target that
Well,
easily.
it was just a lucky shot.
I'm afraid in things like this, it was more than just luck. Like, never pause from Moria, and I get not wanting to show being that good. But if we're going to be working together, that I'd rather that you don't lie to me to my face all the time.
Camille is sweating.
If we're like like if we're going to be working together, and if we're going to be around each other a large amount of, like, a fair bit, I'd rather there's some basis in trust.
And he kind of sighs a bit and, let's see.
Roll me insight on Moria, by the way.
Alright.
Is that his advantage? I'm giving you advantage. I want this to be seen.
Okay.
More like it. 24. Right. So Moria's like opinion is that actually she like she thinks you're a bit of I'm so sorry, I forgot the word now. Mind went
Prodigy?
blank. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Moria thinks you're a bit of a prodigy, and it's a case of she gets why you're trying to hide that because considering what is out there, probably not good advertising that you are this good at 6. You can also note that she's also just like shame that he already feels the need to hide it. Like he must have been through something.
Camille's kind of just sweating, but yeah, he's gonna take that prodigy thing and he's just gonna sigh and do a little shrug, like, well, don't really, people don't really like it, and I, it's also a little bit different when you're aiming at a person, and as an excuse for why he was holding back that hard.
Let's see how terrible this deception is.
Yeah, 24.
Oh bleep.
He's really channeling the sad little kid caught in a lie right now.
I'll say be I'll say because you do have a +9, you just beat it. And she's just like, well, yeah, it's not always easy. And I'm afraid there are a lot of people out there who do hate their pride getting crushed when someone younger than them is far better at their job than they are. And
Camille,
she's giving you a sly look.
yeah. Camille looks a little bit sheepish, but nods like, yeah, and oh, 6-year-olds aren't exactly the strongest, so it's just better to pretend.
Yeah. I would still prefer if you didn't hide this from me if I'm going to be having you work with me. But like I get wanting to hide that. Your secret's safe, okay?
Camille nods like, thank you, that means a lot. And that is genuine because, oh god, this got a little bit closer than he expected it to.
That's that feeling when you meet a legit detective, huh?
Yeah,
Who's actually decent.
yeah.
There is there is going to be a pause, and there is someone else who I work with a lot. Um, I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you tell him, but for like for all that Izumi might not like sharing his thoughts, he's decent too, alright?
Yeah. Camille perks up like, oh, I actually met Azumi before.
Oh, you did? Small world.
Yeah.
Roll me another insight, by the way, for funsies.
Okay. And
You know what? I'll say that just beats it. She doesn't really hide her thoughts. Camille, you remind Moria of Izumi. You realize this is because of your lying liar who lies tendencies.
oh boy.
Just Izumi does not like to share his thoughts. That all the time, or
I
how he's feeling at least. Moria looking at this little kid lying to her in the face at least like 10 times in the past however many minutes this has been.
one lie per minute.
Sure. Yeah.
Fine. Sometimes more.
Yeah. She hopes that with her calling him out, he lies a bit less to her. She will continue calling him out if he doesn't.
Oh boy, it's fine. But yeah, Camille is a little bit surprised and a little bit abused that Moria thinks they're similar because, yeah, he doesn't see it. He's not allowed to see it. Uh,
Yeah, no, this just amuses Moria more, but she's not gonna say anything. Why would she ruin the surprise?
yeah.
Uh, let's see. Does Azumi have anything in particular he wants to add right now?
Izumi's not here, right?
Right, sorry, Camille. Camille, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm thinking about these disaster detectives, man.
They have
Moria
become
really
interchangeable.
look. Moria really has her work cut out for her. She ended up adopting both the older and younger disaster-like detectives. So
Yeah,
shout out to RG dropping the self-recognition through the other shitpost.
absolutely. That is getting so much use. Thank you, RG. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, Camille kind of just nods like, all right, I'll try to be a little bit more truthful from now on.
Thank you. And from what I can tell, you certainly got the skill set. There's also just a beat, and don't worry about hitting too. Like, I'm not sure if the shooting range would be the best place to go, but I heard there might be a laser tag place. So she's like, it's an option.
Camille kind of just nods like, yeah, I don't think they'd let a kid into the shooting range.
She nudged like, yeah. But I suppose with this, want to come back inside, and like she'll hold her hand out to help lift you up.
Yeah, Camille hesitates for a moment before taking it because, yeah, he probably should take it. He has to make the effort.
I mean, if he doesn't want to, that's fine.
It's fine. He's already settled on this as being the most normal course of action.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, it's like the only toll will be the emotional toll, but like, don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. So he
Mm,
dusts himself off and kind of looks over at the fence like, sorry about your fence.
it's okay. I decided to pull us out here for this anyways. Had to change it anyway.
Yeah, the lid was probably just rotten or something.
Yeah, admittedly, this house is still fairly new for me. Uh, just started to become a home. I haven't been able to fix everything yet.
Camille nods.
I, I'll say at this point, so you two are inside. Uh, So, considering everything and considering how good you were able to pick up on clues before, the answer is yes, by the way, to your request. So, you can work here if you wish.
Camille grins at that, like, yes, thank you. And he's actually not hiding how excited he is.
Like, uh, a grin back and no problem. If you need me to help cover things up as well, I'm here, yeah.
Camille kind of just snickers a little bit before giving you a little gremlin grin, like, I'm sure I'll take you up on that offer.
There's a nod and a smile, and she is actually going to go make some work, like go make some food and such, cause I'll say some time has passed. It's dinner time, maybe. Just
Yeah,
like
it's probably around dinner time.
yeah, like she'll offer, like, do you want to eat anything? Like I have some food in the fridge, so I just need to prepare it.
Yeah, Camille is kind of just like, oh, I can help, and offers to assist.
Um, Actually, first of all, so Moria is actually gonna be like, nah, don't worry. Like we had this spar anyways. Go rest a bit. I can handle this, and this could potentially be the time for Camille to snoop if you really wished.
True. So Camille does kind of nod and take that. And the moment Moria leaves the room, he goes into Snoop mood.
Roll me investigation to see if you get any lore.
Alright, what lore can you dig up? A pretty decent
Uh,
amount, I guess.
yeah, yeah. Um, hmm, actually, describe to me how does Camille snoop? Because depending on that, you may get advantage.
He probably starts first with like uh going to the like board, I guess, if Moria has a board where she pins stuff up. Um
Probably does. That would make sense.
yeah, so it goes there first to see what he can find without disturbing anything. Then probably shifts his attention towards the desk.
Okay, you know what? I'll have you roll something more for the desk. I'll start with the board. So you got a 17 on the board. You're gonna see a bunch of aberration cases here. You also have noted down like, are there any similarities noted? You'll see written down like uh the reasons, like what she's figured out, the reasons why people seem to be turned to aberration. You will also see notes that everyone by now has heard like a really enchanting voice who and they seem to be the one granting like these transformations, and just a note underneath of
Oh
bit of
boy.
a dead like bit of a dead end, literally just talking to people afterwards is the only time you have ever heard, or well, she has ever heard of said person. So like,
Hmm.
um, and you'll see, like, you will note there are then just a couple of aberration cases, or other notes about them, on the board. Does Camille read that?
Um, yeah, probably. I will say he definitely takes an interest in the aberrations, with a sort of like transformative effect. Because I I look over at his lore.
Why do I get the feeling like I need to be worried?
Well, it's you know about his condition.
Yeah, I do. I will note then, since I got two of these written down, there's notes about the musician. Just simply how, well, here's the interesting thing. They're the first ever aberration in Einquell. Was a down on their luck musician. She had to fight them and managed to talk them, like, talk them down essentially. And you will see that their aberration skill, I suppose, is they were able to turn people into music notes to become part of the song.
Interesting.
Yeah, everyone got turned back with the dude coming back to himself. And there's like just a couple notes of those who became notes don't like. It's apparently a blank for them. They don't remember anything of it. You'll also find that Moria has an extra little note tacked down of she met someone called the Lady for a little bit towards the end. Do you decide to take a closer look on that?
Probably.
There's not much written, apparently, but you have a note underneath that's just the Lady of Limbo. She was very kind.
Interesting. Okay.
And then for your other aberration note that I have written down, this one is called Catgirl Catastrophe. Cat made a cafe worker. Got rather ticked off and just started turning folks into cat folk.
Yeah, Camille kind of does a little snicker at that.
Yeah. Got resolved after coming, like, just note underneath, it got resolved after calming cat girl down and letting her actually vent. Things moved on from there. And that's the big things you see on the board with that 17. For the desk, I guess roll me either investigation or perception, and then roll me sleight of hand.
Okay. That's a 28.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't sure if I was gonna reveal this, but you're definitely getting it.
Yeah, I guess it's just what happens when I gesture to his horrible +10 modifier. He has a much more normal sleight of hand modifier though, and that's a 7, so.
Great. Okay, so you fumble a bit, and there's a point where Moria asks, "Is everything okay?" Roll me deception.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. And she goes back to it. Yeah, you found one of the more hidden folders. I'm gonna take a guess that you look into it.
Yeah, he is a shitty little detective.
You find notes on someone called the Frau.
How wonderful.
How they're an information dealer that like they're an information dealer. They appear to be real kind. It's a bit hard to tell with them though. Very dangerous. Is willing to give information for a price. Let me just find something that I was sent before.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, so you will actually find some notes where more like right, well you'll find out Moria met with that person apparently.
Oh boy.
There's a note where you can find them, or like this is where she met them. A note that she asked if the Frau knows where her home is. Well, her old home, I suppose. Um, and the Frau did know, and they were willing to give that information for a memory. Moria did not take up that offer.
Oh boy.
And underneath, you'll find like did some more investigation afterwards, and I'll post down this. I'll post down this text that Hex gave me. Um, before I read it out.
Okay. I will say Camille is making notes of this himself.
Oh, so those notes, the Frau, stay away from that one. They're fine if you're looking for Tarot or Taroka, but don't go asking for more. Why? It's like dealing with the Fae, or more accurately, a demon. Whatever you have to pay is not worth whatever you're asking for. You're better off leaving that one alone. Just stay away from them. They're unnerving. They have things in there that I've never seen, and just being around them made the doom and gloom music play in the background. Anyone who is amassing that kind of collection can't be doing so for anything good. I've talked too much. Just stay away from them.
Oh
And just
boy.
like a couple more notes she's found here and there, you can tell that Moria's own opinion is glad that she's sort of looks to be in a neutral point with them. She would rather not touch them with a 10-foot pole, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, understandable. Camille is unfortunately a horrendous little bastard boy, so is making notes of that. Just in
yeah,
case.
yeah. Um, make sure to hide that back where you found it, cause you really did some digging for that man. It was hidden well.
Yeah, let's do a
For
sleight of hand
good
to see.
reason.
Let's do a sleight of hand to see how well he can slip that back in. Well, it's not perfect, but
Uh, I'll say with that, you just managed to slip it back in. I'll need to roll a perception for Moria after this. You just managed to slip it back in, and you kind of hear Moria coming over, so you can't cover it up completely. You gotta go run away, Aber she will see you there at her desk digging into her things.
oh boy. Yeah, what would that be?
Deception.
Okay. I'm gonna try and, act normal and be a respectable distance from the desk.
Oh my goodness. Moria can't even reach that high if she got a nat 20.
He just slips back onto the couch, pulls out some homework, and is pretending, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Man, it's. Act natural, kid actually acts natural. Wow.
I guess so.
Oh man. Uh, I'll say with this, yeah, Moria comes with dinner. Mm, I guess this would be survival. I'll do it with advantage because Moria's proved to be a good cook before.
Yeah.
17, so not too shabby.
Yeah, it's a pretty good meal. Very much a home cooked sort of thing.
Would you say this is a good place to end it then? These two are able to eat and like possibly chat some more, go from there, but we can we can zoom off detective mom and detective child.
Yeah, he totally has not just been adopted. This is completely normal.
Yeah. So hey Camille, if you like decide to come over for lunch or dinner in the future, you'll get a meal. But hey, thank you for indulging me, hee hoo.
Yeah, we can do lettuce wraps. Yeah, I'll be down in just a moment.
Oh, Fletch disappeared. Okay, well, you'll get to deal with me for a little bit.
Alright, hello. I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. Did you manage to hear what I said?
A little bit.
Yeah, mostly it's just hey, yeah, Camille, in the future, you come around for like lunch or dinner, you're absolutely getting a meal.
He is probably gonna abuse that because, he can cook for himself, but he doesn't really like doing it because it's kind of hard to cook when you're 6. And you have to use a step stool
Understandable.
just to reach the stove.
Yeah. So hey, we can there can be fun, funky future stuff with these two cooking together.
Oh,
He's been
absolutely.
adopted.
He's been adopted, and he doesn't even know.
Moria doesn't even know. She's not any better, but like she's a decent person. She sees a kid on their own. Of course she's gonna look out for them.
Yeah. You probably will eventually get the suspicion that this child is not under any kind of supervision. Because
Yeah.
now that he's an apprentice at the agency, he's going to be spending pretty much all of his time there.
Oh boy. I think she's going to note that and it's just gonna be, oh, okay then. Well, guess like she's going to note that and it's just like, okay, I'm going to certainly look out for him more than I already have. Just like there will be like lunches and food sent off with you, kid.
Oh.
And just like offers offers that or like you'll always have the offer that if you need help, she's willing to give it, yeah? Or
Yeah.
hear you out.
Oh, he's been 100% adopted. She's
So
just a
hey,
mom now.
she is. She she's just a mom doing her best, witnessing these kids running out and about on their own, and it's just, is anyone gonna look out for them? And then wait for an answer.
Yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We love and appreciate her. But alright.
Thank you for indulging me and tossing your gremlin child at me.
Thank you for
I love
adopting my
Camille.
gremlin child.
I love Camille dearly. This goofball.
I'm so very glad. I love Moria so very much. And they're gonna get up to some fun things in the future.
They sure pecking will. Oh man, this is gonna be fun with some future stuff too.
Oh
But
yeah.
don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
Don't worry
hey,
about it.
thank you for playing with me, and thank you, listeners, for watching in, and to all future listeners. You are awesome.
Yeah, thank you all very much, and bye bye.
Goodbye.